What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode of E-Train Games. I'm your host, the E-Train, and today I'll be doing my Pick-Us video of the week. Now, a couple things. One, I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading a lot. I've been very busy at work, and it's kind of hard to make a video when you work so many days straight and whatnot, so I'll try to do a better of a job of it, but, you know, it's kind of hard to put up a video when you're so tired from work. And the other thing is, I haven't been making Pick-Us videos lately because I've been, like I said, very busy, and the stuff I've been getting wasn't really a whole lot to begin with, so it wasn't really worth a video. But today I actually have a bunch of games here that is actually worth the video. So I'm done talking now. Let's start with the video. I know you guys don't want to hear me ramble. Okay, so we'll start off with the one GameCube game, and I got Bomberman Generation. It's missing the manual, which is fine. I'm not too upset about that. It's just one of those things, you know. Nonetheless, still a good game though. Alright, 3 Dreamcast games. I have Demolition Racer, No Exits. It is complete as well. Definitely a good racer. I heard it was a hidden gem on the Dreamcast. I just recently saw it and got it, so I don't know, I guess I'll give it a shot later. I got another one here, Centipede on the Dreamcast. It is complete as well. Whoops. With the disc. Like I said, I've only played the PlayStation 1 version of this. I never played the Dreamcast version, so I'm kind of happy to finally own it and play it for the Dreamcast. And the last one here, I got Air Force Delta, the Dreamcast game. I heard about this game once before it is complete. I have heard about this game once, a long time ago, but I never played it myself. I just remember hearing talks about it in school a little bit here and there. So, you know, it was only like $4 or $5, so I picked it up. So, I guess I'll give it a shot. Alright, so let's look at that. I guess we'll start with 64. So, I bought a bunch of 64 games this time, 7 or 8 of them. Finally. So now it brings up my count to 64 games. If I count it correctly, I think I'm at 181, 82, something like that. So I'm close to 200. Yeah, at least around 180, at least. So, pretty cool. Like I said, I'm trying to get a complete collection of the 64, so hopefully I'll be able to do that. We're pretty close to getting that. So, alright, I'll start with the 64 games. So, copy of V-Rally 99 edition. It was actually pretty interesting about this one. I looked it up because I never heard about this game before, and apparently this is a technical Need for Speed game, because the real one came out on PlayStation, and it's called Need for Speed V-Rally. When this came out, I think Nintendo didn't have a license with Need for Speed or something like that, so they had to rename the game to Edition 99, or 99 Edition, whichever you want to call it. And that's the weird thing. Like, when you play it, it just feels like Need for Speed all over again, but the label's different. So it's really strange, but it's not bad. I played better racers though on 64, but this ain't too bad for a Need for Speed. I guess you can call it clone, I guess, because there's some things out of the PlayStation version that's not in the 64 version, so I guess you could kinda call it a clone, but oh well. Alright, got a copy of Shadowgate 64, Trials of the Four Towers. So, definitely happy to finally get this one. I was looking for this one for quite a while now, and I finally found it. I thought it was going to be like an RPG, but what I found out that is actually more like a puzzle game of some type, with like some RPG elements and something else. So, it was actually not too bad. I kind of like how they integrated it with an RPG element, but it's not bad. I'm trying to think. I haven't really played it much, so I don't really know what to say about it. But I think it definitely has potential to be a pretty decent one. So I might play that later on or something. Alright, I got a copy of Scars on the 64. Good vehicle combat game. It's almost like Twisted Metal, but instead of you going wherever you want, Twisted Metal, in this one you race, so it's actually like a racing game with blowing your cars up and stuff. I do have the PlayStation 1 version of this, but I think this version's better, because I grew up with the 64, then PlayStation 1, and it just seems like the 64 had the same game, but it had a better quality or something to it. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like this game is better on the 64 than PlayStation. Don't get me wrong, PlayStation version is good, but I feel like the 64 is better for this game, just because of the control scheme and just everything. So, definitely happy to have it. I will say this though, it did get a scratch right here on the label, but it's so well blended in, you can't really tell unless I shine at the light a little bit. So, I'm not too mad about that, because for finding a game that I can't find in New Jersey, I'll take it. And I never come across that ever, so. Got a copy of Roadsters on the 64 as well. I think the only version I'm missing for is the PlayStation 1 version. I have the Dreamcast version and I have the 64 version. I think there's a... I want to say there's a PlayStation 1 version, or is it GameCube? I don't remember which one. Pretty good racer. Like I said, I think there's better racers in this, but overall it's pretty decent. So, alright. Got another green one here. Another color. I always love the colors. Rayman 2, The Great Escape. Now I just need the PlayStation 1 and the 64, the Dreamcast version. When it comes to Rayman, it's hard, because I never really grew up with it a whole lot, but the version I did play was the first one on the PS1, and when it comes to the second one, I don't know, I just feel like the 3D aspect of it was great, but I was so used to the side-scrolling adventure that this game just feels very weird to me. Not to say I hate it or anything, but it just feels very weird to me, to see everyone in 3D and stuff. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. But overall, it's not a bad game. I got this for, what, $8, $7, something like that. So, you know, I can't complain. For what the price was, I really can't complain. So, you know, it's what it is, right? Alright, 2 more Pokemon games. I think these are the... No, after these 2, I have 1 more left. And I'm not going to tell you what it is until I show you these 2, because then you'll know. But for the first one, I bought here Hey You Pikachu. Didn't have it. I still consider this a Pokemon game. A lot of people would call it just a... Not really a full-fledged Pokemon game where you fight in battles and stuff, but it's more like you take care of a pet. So basically Pikachu is your pet, and you take care of him, and you do chores and play games and stuff like that. So you're supposed to use a mic with this because you have to talk to him. So the guy I bought it from, he gave me the mic stand with it, but I don't have the actual mic that goes into there. But he did give me this for nothing because he said it was just an extra laying around. So now I just need the actual mic. So I'm kind of happy. So I made out pretty good because these goes for like another $5-6 on eBay. So I'm not too mad about that. So no, it's a game I can't play for now, but maybe I can use a different earpiece or something. I don't know. I'll give it a shot with something. And the last Pokemon game I got is Pokemon Puzzle League. This is definitely a good game. I remember when I saw this in stores, I was always like, this looks really dumb. But actually, it's really good. It plays like Tetris, but instead of the pieces falling down, they come from the bottom, so they tick upwards. And what makes this game really interesting is that when you play the game, you have to use your little icon that you have and switch different color elements, like fire, leaf, let me see here. Fire, leaf, ice, Ghost. Let's see. There's a Pokeball, and I forget. I think there's like a couple other ones, but you gotta switch them so they break, so that the things drop. And after so much time, after so much time, you either win, or if the other person reaches the top and fills up, you lose. So it's definitely a good game. I really want to play this with Jared when he comes back. So hopefully he will verse me in this. But you know, if not, there's always the computer. So, but it's definitely a good game. I actually really enjoyed this game. Oh, I want to say this real quick. What's so funny about this one as well? The last stop I went to, apparently a person just literally traded a box full of 64 and some Super Nintendo games, and when they traded them in, this was one of them. So he literally just cleaned it and didn't even put a price sticker on it, and I bought it immediately because it was one of the other ones I was looking for. So, and it's definitely in good condition compared to the most Puzzle Leagues I see, but it's definitely pretty good. I recommend that to anybody. And the last one I have here is Blues Brothers 2000. Don't really know much about the game. All I know it's made after the movie that came out a few years before. That's all I really know about it. I never really played it yet. But from what I can tell, it doesn't look like it's in great shape. But, you know, I think it'll be fine. So, hopefully it will... Oh, actually... I do know something about it. I know it's like a platformer-ish type of game, but that's all really I do know about it. So, I lied. But yeah, it's definitely a so-so game from what people have said, but I don't know until I give it a try, so I might try it later on too. Alright, so that's it with that. And the last is 64. Wow. Is Super Nintendo, and these games, wow, definitely got a lot of good ones, so I'll hurry up and go through this because I know you don't want to stay forever. So, I got Super WrestleMania on the Super Nintendo, good condition. Little pew on the label right at the corner, but that's fine because, you know, adds quality. Got a copy of Tin Star as well. Definitely, it's a shooter, on rail, kind of an on rail shooter. I don't know if there was a gun made for the Super Nintendo, but if there is, I might buy it because this game really, really needs it. So, it's kind of hard to aim with just the D-pad, so definitely a good game. The Adventures of Dr. Franken, which is really funny about this one. When I picked this up, I didn't know nothing about it. I just saw it for a cheap price, so I bought it, and it looked interesting. I did a little background of this. Basically, it's Dr. Frankenstein's, I think, son, or like a clone of him or something, and you have a, what is it, girlfriend, and you have to put her together. For some reason, she lost, like, her arm or leg and stuff like that. So you travel all over the world to find the pieces and then bring it back to put her back together again, and that's basically really the whole game. But what's funny about this is actually the re-release of it, because the re-release was called Dr. Franken, and that was on the original Game Boy, and it did so on the Game Boy, they ported it to Super Nintendo and renamed it Adventures of Dr. Franken. And then sadly, the second game, Dr. Franken 2, only came out on Game Boy, so it never really saw the light of day on the Super, because after that the 64 came out, and it was just forgotten. So, but it's still pretty cool to play this one. I recommend this to anybody if you like adventure and platforming and stuff. This is definitely a good game. I was gonna play it for like a few minutes to see it works, and I played for like an hour and a half almost, so it's definitely pretty good. Yes, a very obscure game that you really can't find, and I'm very happy to have it, and that's Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I have Ghouls and Ghosts on the Genesis, but from what I heard is that a few years later they released it on the Super Nintendo, and from what I've heard, the Super Nintendo version is actually better than the Genesis version, which is quite strange because I grew up with the Genesis version and I didn't like that one. But from what people told me, they said the Super Nintendo is way better. I mean, the sound quality isn't good, but the gameplay's better. It's a little bit easier, but I don't know. I didn't give it a try yet, but I did make sure it booted up and it worked fine, so definitely gonna try it later. This one cost me $30, but I can't complain because this game usually goes for way more. Probably more like 60 to 70, depending on the condition. And this one's not bad. A couple scratches here and there, but ain't too terrible. The label looks great. And so I'm happy to finally have this. I'm definitely going to try that later on. Super Adventure Island on Super Nintendo. Again, this is another game that someone traded in, like literally a few minutes before I got there, and I bought it right when they traded it in. Did put a price sticker on it, just cleaned it. Action platformer. They made, I think, 4 or 6 of these, and I know I have one of them on the original NES, so it's called Adventure Island. And there's a second one, and I think there might be a third one, but it's like super rare. And then they came out Super Nintendo, and I think they released 3 more, or 2 more, and I think the third one only was in Japan only or something. But finally, happy to have this one. I was either going to choose this one or Captain America, but I rather go with this one instead because I like the adventure platformers on Super Nintendo, so I bought this one instead. Nonetheless, it's a good game though. Copy of Street Fighter 2. I never really was into Street Fighter. I was more into Mortal Kombat and Mace the Dark Age and stuff like that. But finally got it. Decided to get it. It was a few dollars, so I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. So I actually really like it. I'm surprised I didn't get to Street Fighter as soon as I did. So, but nonetheless, a good game. I got a copy of Side Pocket, which is basically Pool on the Super Nintendo. I can't take the sticker off because I tried to and the label just started to come up, so I just put it back down. I was like, I'm just going to leave it. So, a little bit of a bummer there, but oh well, no big deal. And I got a copy of, finally finished them, Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. This is the last Donkey Kong Country I need on the Super, so now I have all 3 of these. Just for that stupid sticker, it won't come off, so... But other than that, it's in good condition. I actually checked the data on this one, and whoever had this one was nuts because they literally beat all 3 profiles 100%. So, I mean, I deleted it now because it's mine now, and I'm not going to have someone else's data. I want to play it myself because I never really played it. But it was just cool to see that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So, but yeah, there's finally the one I needed. Alright, and the last one I'm very happy to have as well, the original Clay Fighter. As you know, I was never a huge fan of Clay Fighter, and then when I found out about it, I like fell in love with it, and I just love the games now. The only thing about these games is that they're getting harder to find, because I've been looking for the first one since like forever, and I can never find it, and then I just randomly stumble upon it. So I don't know if they're getting rare, or they're just becoming collector's things. I don't know. But I haven't found the first one in a very long time, and I'm very happy I finally found it. But now I think, if I remember right, I think I have all the Clay Fighters except Sculptor's Cut. No, there isn't. I'm missing the Clay Fighter version of this on the Genesis. But other than that, it's Sculptor's Cut, and that's it. So I have Tournament Edition, Judgment Clay, the first one, 63 and a third. So, definitely good game though. I feel like those wacky beat-em-ups, so. But anyway guys, that's basically it. Like I said, a lot of cool games today. Well, yesterday or the day before, whichever one it was. But, I'm definitely happy to get some of these, and, you know, I'm a little happy, I'm kind of upset as well, because, at myself, because I wasn't able to put this up when I wanted to and stuff, and, but you know, I'll try to change that in the future where I can get up earlier in the morning or something so I can make a video and whatnot. But anyway guys, thank you guys for watching. You know, leave a comment down below if you played any of these or liked any of them or whatever. I love to hear from you guys. Also like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. It helped me out a lot, and you know, I come out with new content all the time. But definitely stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye everybody.